What if the internet shut down forever? Hey there, welcome to my channel. This is one of those. Imagine a world with no internet. No more Google searches, no more social media, no more online shopping. In fact, no more internet at all. It might sound like a crazy idea, but it's one that experts have been warning about for years. What would happen if the internet just shut down forever? Well, first off, communication would collapse. People would no longer be able to send messages via email or text. Phone calls would still work, but the ability to connect to the internet would be lost. No more social media posts, no more streaming services. People would have to find other ways to communicate, like writing letters or making phone calls. But it wouldn't just be annoying, it would be dangerous. Banks would be unable to process transactions, and hospitals would be unable to access patient records. Planes would be unable to take off, because the systems that control air traffic would collapse. The global economy would lose trillions of dollars in value almost instantly. Markets would crash and people would lose their jobs. In short, the internet is essential to the way that we live today. Without it, the world as we know it would cease to exist. But how could this happen? Well, it's not exactly clear. The internet is a vast and complex system, and there are many potential points of failure. A large-scale cyber attack or a series of natural disasters could potentially take down the internet. But even a small outage can have big consequences. Just ask anyone who has tried to book a flight or hotel room online. But even if the internet did somehow manage to stay afloat, people would still be affected. They'd have to rely on slower, less convenient forms of communication and commerce. Life would essentially return to the way it was 100 years ago, and that might not be such a bad thing. After all, people used to get by without the internet. They had to rely on things like face-to-face conversations and physical mail. Of course, it wasn't always easy, but they managed. If the internet ever did go away, people would need to find other ways to communicate and do business. But it's likely that they would adapt. After all, humans are a resourceful species. We've been around for tens of thousands of years, and we've managed to survive and thrive in all kinds of environments. We've developed all kinds of technologies and systems to help us communicate and trade, and we would just need to fall back on those. Of course, it wouldn't be easy. There would be a lot of growing pains involved in transitioning to a world without the internet. But it's not impossible. Humans are adaptable creatures, and we would eventually find a way to make it work. The internet runs our lives. Subscribe to the channel for more tech what-ifs. See you next time.